and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time for Marquette College Game Day, powered by ESPN Milwaukee.
Ball knocked, stolen away. We got Nigel James. It's showtime. Yeah, he'll hammer it. No windmill, though. He set a standard so high that I go, that was pretty good.
Presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook and sponsored by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, Exterior Pros, Matrix Basement Finishing, and Marquette Athletics.
He'll try another one. Stevens in the right is good.
He's feeling good right now.
He's now made 6 threes.
Now live from Fiserv Forum, here's Matt Yeazel and Will Sommers.
Sunday fun day inside of Fiserv Forum once again, as we have a rematch between Marquette and nearby rival DePaul from a game that the Golden Eagles should have won in Chicago, and an opportunity for back-to-back wins today, Will, for the first time since the first 2 games of the season.
It feels good. I mean, we really did just rip off the Band-Aid on the road against Georgetown this past week. It really felt good. It was good to see the guys get the milkshakes. And, you know, I think it was a game where with Royce Parham out, who's been such a force inside, both offensively and he's kind of been playing 2 positions at the same time on defense, so I guess you could counter that into it. This was Shaka Smart still has his fastball game. Yes. He can still put the pressure on you, force all these, deflections and steals and turn them into points.
Absolutely. So we'll start with Georgetown. Then we'll get to the big news of the day, or just the big event of the day. Markus Howard, Marquette legend, has his jersey hung in the rafters today for the fans on their way in. You will enjoy the halftime ceremony. Been a lot of those this season. A fun year at Fiserv Forum on that front. But we'll spend plenty of time reminiscing on the career of Markus Howard coming up in the next segment, and then we'll wrap up with DePaul and touch a little bit on that game they played earlier this season. Plus, we have a look. For those on YouTube, I'm holding it up. We have an early look at the Big East tournament happening next week. I don't believe anything's set in stone.
No, they showed this on the broadcast of one of the games last night. So I saw this last night.
Yeah, we have a printout of what it may look like. So we'll touch on that a little bit with 3 games to go before the tournament begins. But all right, Marquette finally picks up a road win, 76-60 on the road in D.C. And Will, I think one of the stories for me is, of course, Royce Parham not playing in that one. As you mentioned, Demarius Owens steps into the starting lineup, 33 minutes, 11 points, but really his defense in that full-court press really showed out and showed why he's a really important part of this team.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see if he comes back out with the mask today. We had masked Demarius Owens.
Masked D.O.
Don't get that confused with Demarius Owens. But yeah, he was incredible. I think, like I said, Shaka still has the fastball. He knew that they were going to have to play small. They were going to have to play fast without Royce, and they did exactly that. They ran in transition. They put the pressure on Georgetown. Ed Cooley looked like he was going to lose his freaking mind out there at times. I've seen that guy mad a lot. I don't know if I've seen him as mad as he was this past week when they played him, but yeah, I mean, D.O. was amazing. I think an underrated value about him is his ability to score at different levels. Like, he can score inside. Obviously, we've seen him get up there and dunk, but he can also shoot a little bit. And obviously that length, I mean, on defense was just so fun to watch. And it was great to watch, finally, like we've been hearing, obviously we've talked about it time and time again, how coming into the season, Shaka Smart said this is his best defensive team he's had in his career. It was nice to see that come to fruition this past week.
For sure, yeah. His first career start, a career-high 34 minutes as well for D.O. And it's like he's the guy we keep bringing up as like, man, there's certain games where it's like he looks like the best player on the team.
He might be in the rotation next year.
Right.
Like, he might be a starting 5. Like, he's one of the 6 right now that play a mass of the minutes, but like, I don't know if he plays like he did the other day. That's a starting 5 guy right there.
Right, but that the point being, we've said that a couple of times, and then there's other games where you kind of forget he plays for the team.
Yeah, I mean, the first couple games it was like, is he here? Is he down there?
Yeah, where you at? So I think that's an important sign. Given the opportunity, last minute, right before the game, you learned that he didn't think he was going to start on the trip to D.C.
Definitely didn't think he was going to play all those minutes because Royce tried playing and then went out immediately.
Right, in pregame warm-ups, had that tweak. Parham, by the way, not on the injury report today. That is good news. Chase Ross, though, is questionable in this one. Kind of thought the reporting after the game in D.C., after Chase Ross fell really hard on his shoulder, Ben Steele of the Journal-Sentinel said his shoulder was popped back into place, so he might be sore, but he's okay. He is questionable today, so that is certainly something to watch for Marquette. They have not played without Chase Ross this season. Played pretty well.
Yeah, it's a shame, too, because I think he was coming off one of his better games that he's had in a while. 14 points on 7 of 13 shooting. It looked like he had one of those games where he realized him being the main ball handler wasn't going to benefit the offense in a way, you know?
Yeah.
He kind of just took that step back and picked his spots on where to drive to the hoop, and I think that's where he's best, right? Like, he's not the guy that's going to be ISOing, creating the offense on his own. He's kind of just a guy that's there. He's going to pick his spots, and whenever he's open, he's going to take advantage of that. And I thought it was a really unfortunate end. Like, what was it, like a minute 26 left he went down with that? And you can tell, I think we were talking about this a little earlier, in college basketball, a lot of the injuries are, over-exaggerated to get a little more rest or to catch their breath. And you could tell that one was not that, the way the trainers ran over and the way Chase reacted. So hoping he's okay today. If not, minutes restriction, keep it light. Make sure he's able to go out there next weekend against UConn for senior day.
And just before we move on from this game, we can't just take for granted Nigel James Jr., of course. Led the way with 20 points, 6 assists. In the game notes here, in Big East games, Nigel is leading the conference in points per game, and he's second in assists per game. He's top 5 in steals per game, making an impact on the defensive end as well, and top 5 in field goal percentage. He just continues to lead the way, and I think it's fitting that today we're honoring, not to put this in a bad way, but honoring another really good shorter guard that can just go out there and get buckets, as this season has kind of turned into the Nigel James Jr. season.
It's funny, too, because I was just speaking with Homer before the game, and we were talking, we might have to retire this number 0 again. This might not be the first time we're retiring it, But I mean, did it say anything in there about the SportsCenter top 10 dunk that he had? I mean, that was unbelievable. And Nigel, he's had a lot of up and downs throughout the season. A lot of ups, obviously, but also some downs with the turnovers and, stuff that you see from a lot of young players. But I thought in this game he was pretty nails, right? I think he only had 2 turnovers. He seemed to be pretty smart, especially when Marquette was playing with a lead. I think when he gets a little bit out of control is when they're down and he's trying to overcompensate. But that dunk, man, like he went down like the hop step, and I was like, no way he goes for it, and he went up.
He went for it.
It was like the St. John's one. If he tried, like the St. John's layup, if he tried dunking it, that's what happened. It was crazy.
Every game now, I mean, even for fans that don't watch Marquette, they know who Nigel James Jr. is now if they just scroll on their Instagram because of the SportsCenters and all those highlight accounts. That St. John's layup was ridiculous.
And it's great, too, because in a season where obviously Marquette hasn't had as much to celebrate as in years past, you can look back at these highlights and been like, wow, that's how good Nigel James was. Like, you could obviously be like, oh, he scored 20 points a game when they won, 12 games in the regular season. But no, he had that dunk against Georgetown, that insane layup against St. John's. It's stuff like that that keeps you going throughout the year.
Absolutely. Well, from the present to the not-so-distant past, as we honor Markus Howard and have his jersey retired today, we look back at some of the best moments of his career after this on Marquette College Game Day.
More Golden Eagles hoops talk coming up on Marquette College Game Day. 94.5 ESPN is the home of Marquette basketball.
At Grunberg Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts, we don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
National Liquor Mart is packed with deals to get you through the winter. During basketball season, remember to stop by National Liquor for all your Marquette pre- and post-game needs. If you're hosting a party and want to impress your guests, stop in to National Liquor where the varieties are endless. They have the cleanest store and the coldest beer. National Liquor Mart, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. National Liquor, open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily on the corner of 16th and National.
Calling all seafood lovers, the lobster salad sub is officially back at Cousin's Subs. Fresh lobster mixed with our creamy signature mayo, topped with tomato and onion, served over crisp lettuce and finished with a sprinkle of Old Bay, all on our fresh-baked Italian bread. It's a crave-worthy classic you can enjoy in store, online, or on the app, but only through April 5th. So catch it while you can. Cousin's Subs. We believe in better.
2 tickets are better than 1, especially when you're only paying for 1. Score Bucks buy 1, get 1 tickets for select upcoming home games with seats starting as low as just $20. Catch the Bucks as they take on Phoenix, Cleveland, the LA Clippers, and Dallas. Marquee matchups as the Bucks push for the playoffs. Big games, big energy. 2 tickets for the price of 1. But don't wait. This is a Thursday, March 5th only deal. Tune in Thursday to ESPN Milwaukee and follow us on our socials for details on how you can grab buy 1, get 1 tickets. This is Marquette College Game Day, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook and sponsored by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, Exterior Pros, and Matrix Basement Finishing on the home of Marquette basketball, 94.5 ESPN.
Marquette basketball knows how to finish strong, and so does Matrix Basement Finishing. Turn your lower level into a space you'll love with craftsmanship that delivers the win every time. Matrix Basement Finishing, proud partner of Marquette Athletics. Learn more at matrixbasements.com. Marquette College Game Day here live from the Concourse at Fiserv Forum. It's buzzing here, Will. The fans are on their way in for this I-94 battle, if you will, between these rivals, Marquette and DePaul, and a lot of them, of course, excited for the halftime ceremonies tonight, honoring program legend, all-time leading scorer by a wide margin, Markus Howard, who has his jersey retired today. 2,761 career points as a Marquette Golden Eagle for Markus Howard. There's been a few of these in my couple years hosting this show, and most of them have been Brian D., obviously, formerly a host of the show. We had a couple players that were kind of in his era as a student. Mm-hmm. This is the first one for me in my era as a student. My first 2 years were Marcus's last 2 years And that's where, if I can start with our favorite moments, there are multiple to choose from his junior season in particular, the 2018-19 campaign. I'm going to zero it. Quick honorable mention to the Wisconsin game that year. It was a 74-69 overtime win here at Fiserv Forum. For those who watch the show might know I'm from Madison, so that was my first kind of Marquette-Madison game as a student, converting to this side of things, the light side, if you will, for the Marquette fans. It was a nationally ranked battle. Marcus, I think, had 27 to lead the way in that one, so that was incredible. But I'm going to go with a better individual game for him and say the Buffalo game that year.
Took mine.
I did. Okay, there's
though.
multiple others.
We could go all day.
A nationally ranked Buffalo team. It might be weird to say now because I don't think they're in the same place as the program. But it was a winter break game, so the crowd a little bit lighter than normal. So the fans that showed up, you're really locked into the game. It's a little bit less about the fanfare. And Marcus goes 9 for 13 from beyond the arc and scores 45 points. It was he just put on a show. And
40 in the second half too, right?
Yes, it was almost all in the second half. And you're just, again, everyone's just locked in on the game. And I just remember having so much fun watching that one, 103-85, and that was a season full of some big non-conference wins. So that's the one that comes to my mind first. Now, what are your favorite moments?
I mean, this is the craziest stat. I came across this today. 50% of his senior year games, he scored 30-plus points.
It was just normal,
insane.
man.
Like, in a 40-minute game, he was scoring 30-plus half of the games. That's absurd. But, I mean, there's a bunch. I think what made Markus Howard so special is just his ability to go unconscious.
Yes.
And when he was unconscious, like, he could not be stopped. And another one that stands out to me, again, during that 2018 season was the 52-point bomb against Providence where they won 95-90. You think you'd win that game by a little bit more if you're scoring that many points, but
says a little something about where the state of the team was at that time, but we don't need to touch on that. We're just talking about Marcus.
I mean, it's one thing to score 50 points in the NBA. Like, that's all good and great. But to do that in college where, A, I think the defense is like 10 times more intense or more efforting, right? And then, B, you don't have as much time. Like, that's insane that he was able to do that twice throughout his career, score 50-plus points.
Yep.
That is incredible.
And both of those were on the road.
Yes.
That's why, like, when I think of my favorite moments, I lean more toward the home games. But you're right. That Providence game was at Providence. They won in overtime. And then at Creighton, 106-104, a Big East special in overtime. And Marcus had more than 50 points in that one, as 53 in that one, 10 for 14 from beyond the arc. Just insane.
And watching all of these moments too, like when you're rewatching the highlights, you can just tell when he flips that switch where he's in that mode where he's going to do that little step back, like one leg jump shot for three, and it's going in every single time. It's incredible. I watched the whole 40-point second half highlights today. I watched the 52-point game. Like, it's incredible. It's so fun to watch. It's cinema.
Yeah, if anyone needs some Sunday night YouTube, I think that's a great idea.
Turn off the Tavon Austin and turn on the Markus Howard highlights. Give that man some more respect.
That's a great call out.
Yeah.
Just to run through some of the numbers here from his career, he's one of just 3 two-time consensus All-Americans in Marquette history, Butch Lee and, of course, Tyler Kolek. The Big East Player of the Year in that 2018-19 season that we're talking about. Just an absurd season that year. Of course, all-time leading scorer, as we mentioned. He's the Big East all-time leading scorer in conference games with over 1,500 points. So, just putting that Marquette stamp across a Big East conference that, they haven't been in for that long, relatively, compared to some of these other institutions in the Big East. And he's made recent news because he just won a championship, over in Spain. Of course, after Marquette, he was with the Denver Nuggets for a little bit in the NBA. Not a fun time to go into the NBA post-COVID, right? He was playing his first career games in front of very few fans. But then after a couple years with them, he went to Spain, and he just won a championship with the Spanish club Baskonia, taking down Real Madrid. Do you have any thoughts about kind of his post-Marquette career and what has become of that, because the dude can still get buckets no matter where he's playing.
It's just, I think, like, in the past, like, couple of months have been an insane run for the Marquette guards. You have Tyler Kolek, who's playing very meaningful minutes on a very good New York Knicks team. You have Cam Jones, who's been starting a couple games for the Indiana Pacers, showing what he can do. And now you have Markus Howard. You just get reminded, oh, yeah, that guy exists. That guy's still pretty good at basketball, winning championships down south. That's awesome. It's just a good reminder, and now we have the next great guard in Nigel James, of the tradition of all the, the point guards and what it means to be a point guard, and how lucky we've been to have that here at Marquette.
Yeah, it's been fascinating to, when I was in student media at Marquette and now kind of doing this and just being a fan of the team, how the fan base kind of views each star player at Marquette and their post-career aspirations. Like, I think there's been certain players, like Omax Prosper came here for a year, and I think he had a good season at Marquette, and now, but everyone kind of agreed that he was an NBA player, like he was draft pick, versus Markus Howard, all-time leading scorer, and it's like, I don't know if he can be a pro because he's 5'10", right? But when you
I almost love those guys more. I have such a bigger soft spot for those guys that stay 4 years and are there's something about that just, like, I have a weak spot for it.
100%, because it's like, for all of us that sat down and watched him play in person, it's like, that dude can get buckets anywhere. He might not be the most physically imposing player. He might have a tough time against certain NBA defenses and whatever, but, man, that guy's a good player. And I was worried a similar thing would happen to Tyler Kolek, especially because he's not as prolific as a scorer. He can shoot the ball, but he's not a Markus Howard type of scorer. But you could tell just by watching him that he has a professional basketball player's mindset and craftiness, and he's clearly turned that into a meaningful role, as you said.
Right, and I think, like, just with all the draft noise and everything we've been hearing, I think Nigel James is going to be another one of those 4-year guys that we're going to have. Hopefully, no portal or anything happens. But he's going to be a 4-year player here, hopefully, at Marquette, continuing that great tradition.
By the way, just if you've been on the Marquette social media, Kolek and Howard have been at the last couple practices this last
week. David Joplin is there.
Absolutely. That is an electric week and a half or so of practice at Marquette. And I think if you're a fan, you certainly hope that all the lessons from them. Markus Howard was talking about, like, don't waste these years. You don't get them back. And I certainly hope that message is ingrained in a Nigel James Jr. and that he stays here at Marquette, of course, as we all want him to do as Marquette fans. All right, last break here. When we come back, we'll look at this DePaul matchup here, a little bit on the last time these teams played, and a preview of the Big East tournament. That's all next on Marquette College Game Day on 94.5 ESPN.
More Golden Eagles hoops talk coming up on Marquette College Game Day. 94.5 ESPN is the home of Marquette basketball.
Homer here with a message about Three Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. Three Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community: active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. Three Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You got to go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on Three Pillars at threepillars.org.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, more.
Screaming Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Whether it's breaking Packers news, breaking Bucks news, or breaking Brewers news, we are Milwaukee's place for the biggest sports stories right when they happen on 94.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. This is Marquette College Game Day, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook and sponsored by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, Exterior Pros, and Matrix Basement Finishing on the home of Marquette basketball, 94.5 ESPN.
Wrapping things up here on Marquette College Game Day. Marquette takes on DePaul here at Fiserv Forum. The other basketball team that plays here has been here a lot, the Milwaukee Bucks. Today they're in Chicago, but tomorrow they're back home for a long homestand. Are you heading to a Milwaukee Bucks game? Make a bet at Potawatomi Sportsbook and catch a shuttle here to Fiserv Forum. After purchase or bet, a wristband will be given at the bar or betting counter upon request. Must have a wristband aboard shuttles leaving Potawatomi. Wristbands are not required for return shuttles. Seating is limited on a first-come, first-served basis. Shuttle pickups and drop-offs will be in the annex next to Potawatomi Sportsbook. Shuttles begin departing Potawatomi 1 hour and 15 minutes before game time. Return shuttles begin third quarter and run nonstop until 1 hour after the game. Bet above the rest. Matt Yeazel, Will Sommers with you here. Gabe Neitzel's next for network pregame coverage of Marquette and DePaul. You and I were both at Wintrust earlier this season.
Unfortunately.
Into enemy territory. And, man, we were having a lot of fun in the first half. Just incredible. 60% shooting for Marquette in that first half. 8 for 14 from deep. Everyone was hitting threes. D.O. was breaking through and throwing down dunks in the lane. And, man, it felt like a Marquette home game at times with the crowd. But whatever happened at halftime was detrimental to the Golden Eagles because the game completely flipped. DePaul basically flipped the box score and won 80-75.
I mean, they went on a 23-3 run.
That's not good. C.J. Gunn scored 31 points. It's got to be I think it was a career high.
Oh,
I doubt he's matched that since. No. How does Marquette handle DePaul in front of more of their home fans here today?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I remember the last time these two teams played. I remember thinking after the first half that was their best first half of basketball that they've played this year.
Yes.
But kind of looking back on it, honestly, I think this team has gotten so much better since that. Like, that was kind of just like the start for the rest of the Big East season. And
100%.
I think it's just going to be limiting the runs, right? Like, DePaul is a team. I don't think I think they're a fragile team, honestly, right? Like, Marquette just has to make them flinch first and not let them go on these big runs, because that's how you're going to lose ultimately. If you keep it close and go on some runs of your own, play good defense, get Royce Parham back, D.O. playing defense, I think Marquette wins by 7.
I like it. I'm going to say Marquette, again, this would be their second straight win for the first time since the first 2 games of the entire season.
I'm feeling frisky today. I feel like they could do it.
I love it. No, I'm definitely predicting a Marquette win. Most of these times we've done predictions, I've been the contrarian a little bit because I haven't had the faith. I got the faith today. I think. Yeah. Now, respect to DePaul, real quick before we wrap. 15-13, 7-10 in conference. Will, they swept Creighton.
Yeah.
When is the last time? I don't know if that's ever happened.
I watched that Creighton game earlier during the week, and, I mean, it felt like Creighton was beating the crap out of DePaul the whole game, but DePaul just wouldn't go away. And then at the end, they came out of nowhere to beat Creighton on the road, too. So, I don't know. I think that also goes into it. I don't think DePaul can win 2 road games in a row.
We didn't get to touch on the Big East tournament bracket before we wrap up here. There is a chance Marquette could slide and play DePaul.
Which I'm recommending.
That would be ideal.
I'm recommending Marquette potentially tanks for the Big East tournament. Then you play
now they'd be taking on Providence.
Yeah, they'd be playing Providence, and then they win and play St. John's. If they tank, they play DePaul, and then take Villanova, who I think they could beat.
We'll get into that more in our next episode. That's Marquette College Game Day. Enjoy. Gabe Neitzel up next.
Rust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold a lie with sportswear too. You pay a fortune for big name gear, a fancy logo, a slogan, and it still stinks. Iron Jock doesn't play that game. Silver Ion Technology